Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Urban Yogi TV. In today's video, we're talking about 10 popular yoga styles and how to simplify them. Now, if you've ever looked at a yoga center schedule and been confused with all the names before yoga and really been left clueless in terms of which one to choose, then I think this episode or video will have a lot more, will provide a lot more value and clarity so that it makes it easy for you. My name is Rukmini and I'm the founder of urbanyogi.ug, and this video is the third part of the Intro to Yoga series. So if you haven't checked out the previous two videos, please go ahead and check those out. There are actually so many types and forms of yoga today, and each of them has its own philosophy and practice style. So I would really suggest that when you get started, you try out a few varieties before you really decide which one feels best for you and you feel the most comfortable with. And though some teachers may discourage you from straying, it can, I feel, be a good way to mix it up and try out different styles and, check those out. But either way, embrace your practice with love and grace so that you get the most benefit from it. So the first style of yoga I want to share today is called Hatha Yoga. Hatha basically means sun and moon, and it actually is the traditional form of yoga before all these different styles started coming into practice. And the main focus of Hatha Yoga was on the postures, or what's called asanas, as well as the breathing techniques or pranayama. Hatha classes are often very friendly for beginners and really great in helping you tone your muscles as well as strengthening the entire body. So really anybody can go for a Hatha Yoga class. The second one I want to share is called Ashtanga Yoga. Now this is a style that was founded by Sri K. Patabi Joyce and is really a set of sequences or postures or asanas, whichever you want to call it, that are focused on producing a lot of intense internal heat that is supposed to help you in sweating and detoxifying your muscles and organs. The word Ashtanga basically means 8 limbs and really focuses on encompassing or helping you encompass a yogic lifestyle. If you're a beginner though, make sure the Ashtanga class that you're attending is a little bit beginner friendly because it can be an intensive practice. The third style of yoga is called Vinyasa Yoga. This was founded by T. Krishnamacharya, and the focus actually on a Vinyasa class is really all about flowing through your postures and doing this in a way where you're in tune with your breath. So this in a way is more of an artistic style of yoga and really can be based on various themes depending on the type of class you're attending. So this type of class can be good for beginners as well as advanced students. Some of the styles that you might be finding in terms of a Vinyasa class are classes focused on the hips, classes focused on balancing your doshas, or what's called Vata, Pitta and Kapha in Ayurveda. You can also find classes based on different elements. You could find a class, for example, based on the water element or air element, but you get the point. So Vinyasa classes can really be a ton of fun depending on which class you go to. The next one is called Yin Yoga. It's also known as yoga for the joints rather than the muscles. Often the postures in this can start off as being very simple, but when you end up holding the poses for a longer period of time, you can make the stretch much, much deeper. Yin Yoga works mostly on the connective tissues of the ligaments, the fascia, the joints, and the bones. So this is a deeply meditative yoga where you can really start to settle into the pose without actually doing a lot of physical activity. The next one is called Power Yoga, and this is more like aerobic yoga. There are often no pauses between poses and each moves or flows into the next. These poses are similar to that in Ashtanga Yoga, but they're done much more quickly and with the added focus on toning your core as well as working on your upper body strength. The next one is Restorative Yoga. Now this is a yoga style which does exactly what it says. It helps you restore your body. It's great for people who are in high stress environments and really just need to relax their bodies and stresses away. In a restorative class, you will often spend long amounts of time on bolsters, blankets and blocks where you're focusing on passively relaxing all of your body. The next famous style is called Shivan Yoga. Shivananda Yoga was actually brought to the United States by Swami Vishnudevananda in around the 1957. And it's actually based on 5 fundamental principles. One is, of course, the postures or the asanas. The second is the breathing techniques, also known as pranayam. There's also a focus on diet, positive thinking, and relaxation. The asana practice, though, in Shivananda is very basic. It's usually consisting of 12 basic postures or variations of the asanas, and then of course there's the sun salutations. But in between each of the poses, you have a few minutes of shavasana, or the complete relaxation pose. So it's really great if you want to strengthen your bones, but then also have a break every so often in between the poses that you're doing. The next one is Iyengar Yoga. This was developed by BKS Iyengar about 50 years ago, and the philosophy really in here is to focus more on helping you, even though you are not as flexible in the beginning or have enough physical strength to achieve some of the poses that you see on Instagram or anywhere else. So they do this by providing you the help of props such as bolsters, straps, blocks, and all of those varieties. In Iyengar Yoga, you would usually hold a pose for up to a minute or so before you move to the next pose, so that you can really feel into how it is for your body. The next famous one is called Bikram Yoga. Now, this is one of the newest yoga techniques that was designed by Bikram Choudhury around the 1970s. And the key factor in this practice is really about the temperatures or the heat that you use while you're doing the practice. The temperatures are often between 95 degrees Fahrenheit to about 105 degrees Fahrenheit. And the heat is supposed to actually help in improving flexibility and enabling you to detoxify much better. Bikram Yoga classes are often 90 minutes long, and there is a set sequence of about 26 postures that are done in a room which is super hot. Now, there is a little bit of controversy, especially for Bikram Yoga, because when you do it in a hot room, it really helps you relax or open up your muscles. So sometimes people may not know what their limit is and end up stretching a bit too far and can hurt themselves. So it's not that common, but it does happen. So if you're doing a Bikram Yoga class, I would say pay a lot of attention to what's happening in your body and don't overstretch. Then the other style is called Kundalini Yoga. This style of yoga deals mostly on working with the 7 chakras and how to activate them using various rhythmic movement and breathing techniques. This practice was brought to the West by Yogi Bhajan and is honestly quite different from the normal yoga practices that we're used to, because in normal yoga practices there's a lot more emphasis on the postures, but in the Kundalini Yoga there's a lot more movement as well as breathing that's involved. And there you have it. Those are the top 10 styles of yoga that we've brought to you today. Of course, there are many more styles such as Jivan Mukti Yoga, Anusara Yoga, and a few more. But even if you really understand the theory behind each style briefly, you really can understand it until you fully tried it out. So go and check out a yoga class, try out a couple of different varieties, see what you like, and then let us know in the comments which one you've enjoyed the most. We also offer 3 different styles of yoga in our yoga studio, and we're continuously looking towards expanding the styles that we offer. So if you found this video valuable, come check out our classes and see what works for you. So that's it for today. If you liked the video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel so that you keep being updated whenever we have new videos coming out. And also please share it with your friends and family so it helps clear out their confusion and they can also start taking this practice. Enjoy.